We're unpacking a deeply disturbing murder case in Limpopo that's left many people asking questions about belief, influence, and accountability. So a traditional healer has now been sentenced for his role in the killing of an official of the education department from Limpopo. His name is Malekutu Johannes Mehlape. After allegedly, this is now the Sangoma, allegedly convincing the man's daughter that her father was responsible for her mother's death through muthi. To help us understand how the law deals with these cases where cultural beliefs intersect with serious crime, or at least are used as the reason for it, we are joined by the spokesperson for the Limpopo division of the National Prosecuting Authority, and that is Mashudu Malabi-Dzhangi. A very good morning to you and welcome to 702 Breakfast.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for asking. Mashudu, let's get straight into the details of this case. What did the court find as the role played by the traditional healer in this case? Because he pled guilty, didn't he?
Yes, the court has remarked that the traditional healer was the instigator of everything that has happened on that day, because he's the one who have told the family that the father has killed the mother of that child. So they even tried to get the muthi in order to poison him. Unfortunately, the poison didn't kill him until they approached the hitman to kill him.
As I understand, it was in fact the daughter's aunt who persuaded her to approach the Sangoma in the first instance. Is that correct?
Yes, it's correct. The aunt is also one of the accused person. So she's the one who have invited the daughter to visit the Sangoma in the first place. And then the daughter has also testified that they even first approached the prophet, who also said that the mother was poisoned. But the prophet didn't mention by who. It's then that they opt to approach the Sangoma.
So how does the law deal with issues of cultural beliefs when it comes to criminal liability?
Yes, the law aims to balance cultural sensitivity with protecting human rights and preventing harm. In cases like this one of Dr. Mehlape's murder, the court considered these factors to determine liability. So that is why the court found that accused number 2, the Sangoma, is the instigator. And then the accused also assisted the court by pleading guilty and stated in his statement that he's the one who have told the family that Dr. Mehlape has killed his wife. So there was no other way that the court can leave him out. That is why he found him guilty and sentenced him to 20 years. But the 20 years, it was done after the plea and agreement with the state.
Gosh, and what was the daughter sentenced to?
The daughter was sentenced to life imprisonment.
Just explain how this man was killed, because it was at least initially presented as a robbery gone wrong.
Yes, the state is alleging that the daughter has opened all the doors to allow the hitman to enter into the house because it was during the night. And then we're alleging that she's the one who showed them the main bedroom. That is why there was no any forced entry on those doors. So it was open. So she has played an important role to allow the hitman to enter into the homestead.
Well, they've all been convicted, so we're no longer just alleging these crimes. What message do you think this story and I suppose these sentences will send to communities where people may blindly trust people they see as figures of authority like healers or prophets?
Yes, the community must be aware that there are some of the stories that can make the family to be divided. So it's in their powers not to believe those people, because at the end of the day, they need one another. So at this stage, you can see the family of Mehlape and the other family of the paternal mother, they are divided. So which was not supposed to be like that. The daughter has left his brother, is the only child in the house. So the younger brother is still young. If this thing has never happened, they were not going to be separated. So we can see that the paternal mother has played another role which has divided the children.
I suppose it's a tough balancing act in some senses to avoid stigmatizing cultural practices, but I would imagine there's no cultural practice that can over or supersede human life.
Yes, indeed. The human life is very important. That is why we've got the Bill of Rights, in order to understand that life is very important. Our constitution is protecting every human being. That is why we are coming to court every day to prosecute this type of cases.
I appreciate your time. Mashudu Malabi-Dzhangi is the spokesperson for the Limpopo division of the NPA. If you've just joined us, what a shocking story, hey? The mother in the family dies of a heart condition. The grieving daughter and the aunt approach a prophet to try and figure out, was there some foul play in the mother's death? The prophet says it's a family member who did it. They then go and find this Sangoma who points at the father. They try to poison the father. That doesn't work. So the daughter hires hitmen and she opens the door to the home, the doors to the home. And they try and set it up and stage it as a robbery gone wrong. But of course, as you've just heard from the NPA, there was no forced entry. There were all the signs of an inside job. She is charged. The hitmen are charged. And then, of course, so is the Sangoma. And now the family that's left behind have to pick up the pieces of an awful, awful tragedy. Isn't that a shocking story?
Current events, developing stories,
tough questions.
Your voice making a difference.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa.